Welcome to Magnolia Quill Radio. Today's topic is data centers. When progress meets the plow. Magnolia Quill Radio. Somewhere along a quiet stretch of two-lane highway, broken windows, weeds pushing up through cracked pavement. Just a few miles down that same road, a field of soybeans sways in the summer breeze. One of those places used to power an economy. The other one is still feeding us. Yet across the country, when tech companies look for space to build the massive data centers powering our digital lives, it isn't the abandoned factory. It's the field. Now, let's be honest with ourselves. We need data centers. Every time you stream music, check a medical result, or run a search, you're using one. They're as essential to our century as the railroad was to the last. The question isn't whether we build them. The question is, where? Think about your own hometown, or the last long drive you took. How many empty, decaying buildings did you pass before you saw an open field? When developers pitch these projects, they talk about tax revenue and jobs. And those matter. They'll tell you that clearing open farmland is just faster and cheaper than tearing down an old industrial site. No buried surprises, no toxic cleanup, no dealing with multiple owners. And they're right. Redevelopment is hard work. But just because something is difficult, does that automatically make paving over productive soil the right choice? Consider what's already sitting there. Half-empty strip malls, silent manufacturing plants, vacant warehouses. These places already have roads, power lines, and water pipes hooked up. They've already been paved over. There is a profound difference between restoring land that's already taken a beating and permanently taking out land that's still doing its job. Because that soil isn't just dirt. When was the last time you held a handful of dark, rich garden earth and actually thought about how long it took nature to make it? Healthy topsoil isn't manufactured in a lab. It's a living ecosystem built over hundreds of years by rain, decaying leaves, earthworms, fungi, and time. Farmers know this. When they rotate crops or plant cover in the winter, they aren't just thinking about this year's bank account. They're protecting something they can't replace. Farmland isn't just vacant space waiting for a better purpose. It already has a purpose. Once you cover that soil with concrete foundations, parking lots, and gravel, its story changes forever. You can knock down an old building in a weekend. You cannot rebuild 300 years of living earth. We've shown incredible creativity in America when we want to. We've turned abandoned rail yards into parks and converted century-old brick mills into thriving downtown centers. If we can bring that kind of imagination to old brick and mortar, why leave it behind when it comes to our fields? If a community trades its fertile soil for a quick economic win today, what does it hand to its grandchildren 50 years from now? When the technology changes again, this isn't about being anti-progress or anti-technology. Technology is helping farmers right now: GPS tractors, soil sensors, smart irrigation. That's incredible stuff. But no algorithm can manufacture topsoil. Throughout human history, civilization has depended on two basic things: a reliable source of food and the wisdom to protect it. Today, as artificial intelligence begins to answer our questions, write our code, and help drive our choices, a new kind of responsibility lands on our shoulders. It's not just about protecting the machines in those data centers. It's about protecting the minds that build them. Technology can crunch numbers at lightning speed, but it doesn't possess human wisdom. It doesn't have moral courage, curiosity, or the ability to pause and ask, is this actually a good idea? Once you cover the land with concrete, bringing it back takes generations. And if we ever stop thinking for ourselves, well, that's a harvest we might never get back. The full article for today's podcast can be found at magnoliaquill.com. This has been Magnolia Quill Radio, where stories inspire thought and every question has roots.